Hey everybody, hope you're good. So if you're new here, my name is Abby and I do affordable makeup, skincare tutorials and a few hair care videos here and there as well. So if that sounds like your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below once you've seen this video if you like it. I'd like to hear from you guys, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. Your viewage I've just made up a word is very much appreciated. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for anyone who's been supporting me for a while, and thank you to you if you are new and you've just come across my channel. Hey girl, hey, how are you doing? And yeah, let's just get right into the video. So today I wanted to support my girl. I feel like we are sisters from afar. I do love her content, and if you are, I guess, familiar with Revolution, Makeup Revolution, you know that they're a resident YouTuber. She's been a big supporter of their channel since day one, and I came across her channel a good couple of years ago, and I've been watching a lot of her videos. And the person I'm talking about, if you still don't know, is Tammi X. So she came out with her third collaboration with Makeup Revolution. So this video will be testing out her eyeshadow palette and doing a look for you. Hopefully the look comes out well, because I don't even know what I want to do. All I know is I want to get my hands on this palette and to just test it out and see how it is. I do love, you know, doing makeup tutorials and things like that, but if you've seen my channel for a while, it's probably fewer and further between than I'd like it to be, because, you know, they just take so much time, and then the house needs to be quiet. I am a mom of one, if you don't know, and yeah, so it's just hard to get some peace and quiet in this house. My daughter's out to the park because it is very hot in England right now, so yeah, thought I'd steal some time to film this video and hopefully finish it before she comes back and disturbs the peace like she does. So enough rambling. This is Tammi's palette, if you haven't already seen, and this is basically a play on her previous palette. So where is it? I did a look on it previously, and in collaboration with my Ankara collection. So I do sell Ankara head wraps, and I also now do jewelry. So this is one of my pieces, and I also do Ankara wrapped jewelry, which ties in with my collection. So in that video I used her previous eyeshadow palette, if I can get it open. So this is her most recent palette. This is the Tropical Carnival eyeshadow palette. This is the cover, and it's really colorful. I still have the plastic wrapping just in case, because I know I'm clumsy, just in case it smashes. So I did a look on this palette, and I wanted to do a look on her newest palette, and she basically just did that with this palette collection, should I say, or with this launch. She launched this eyeshadow palette, and she also launched two bronzers for deeper, darker skin tones. And I have, actually I'll get into it in a minute. Let me just unbox the whole thing. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've unboxed the eyeshadow palette and her bronzer palette, as I was saying. So she launched two bronzer palettes, or kind of face palettes, shall I say, and a lip kit set. So the bronzer palette, or face palette, let me stick to face palette. So she launched two face palettes with deeper, darker bronzers, and with a deeper, darker bronzer in contour and a highlight and a blush. So I believe the one I got is this Paris? I think the names. So they are named. So the one I have is Paradise Glow. This is the one for medium to dark skin tones, and the second one is for deep to dark. But I mean, don't quote me on the names, but basically there's two. They're both aimed at deeper to darker end of the skin tone spectrum, shall I say. I thought that was really good of her, because Makeup Revolution do have a lot of products, and of late they have been bringing out you know, a bigger, you know, range of colors to suit deeper, darker skin tones. But some of their bronzers are, you know, more on the gray side, or at least there's just issues when it comes to bronzers for the deeper, darker end of the skin tone spectrum, should I say. And yes, I do know they launched their Glow collection, and now they have the XS Revolution sub brand, which is another video entirely. So yeah, if we were thinking back to a couple of months ago, say last year, you know, they didn't really have that many products that were aimed, especially bronzers and contours that were aimed at, you know, us girls, you know, black girls or deeper, darker skin tones. So it is really, really good that we now have an option through Tammi. And yes, like I said, they do have the Glow collection as well. So it's just great that she has her collection, and it's a really big collection. So she really did that. I'm really proud of her. So the one I have is Paradise Glow, like I said, and this is what it looks like. So it did look a lot richer in her video. So in her review, in her launch video, I want to say that this bronze shade looked a lot richer than it did, and the contour also looked a lot richer. So it looks quite cool tone for my liking, just from like first impressions, but we'll see how it applies on my skin. And I love the orange shade for the blush, and the highlight also looks really, really good. So we'll see how that performs. She also launched a lip collection. So by the time I went to purchase my eyeshadow palette, the lip collection had already sold out. But I remember when she did her launch video that I actually bought one of the products in the lip collection, because her lip collection is not new. It's basically her favorite lip products from Revolution's sheer lip gloss collection and the Glory lip liner, which she always uses in like the majority of her videos. It was actually my favorite lip liner as well, and I think I heard about it through her video, so it's amazing. The only thing with that lip gloss, which I think a lot of people have mentioned like in reviews and things like that, is that this, you know, it depends on the batch that you get. So this is like my third lip liner, and this one is not so good. In fact, I actually stopped using it. So this is the lip liner that she chose for her lip kit, and every time I go to sharpen this actually doesn't sharpen well. It keeps breaking. So I do know a lot of people have had problems with that with this particular pencil, but it's such a shame because it's such a beautiful deep chocolate lip liner that would suit anybody with anybody really. If you really want that deep chocolate lip look and lip color, this would be the perfect lip liner for you. But it's such a shame because it's just hit and miss in terms of the type of in terms of the batch that you get. So this one actually hasn't worked out well. It keeps cracking every time I sharpen it. So yeah, I'll see if I can use it for this video, otherwise I'll just use my own lip liner. But I digress. So this sheer lip color from like the Revolution collection is part of her collection. So this is the shade Gone Rogue, and it's actually a shade I haven't used, I don't think. Yeah, so I've just bought it, but I haven't actually had a chance to film a video for my first impression, so it's great because I already have it. I think she also had another lip color called Muse, which I don't have in my collection. However, I do also have another similar color to Gone Rogue, and this one is Demeanor. So they look quite similar on the camera, but this is slightly more cool tone, this is slightly more rich. So we'll see which one I use, but they're basically very, very similar. So onto the eyeshadow palettes. So the eyeshadow palette did not disappoint. I really, really love the color story in here. So this is what it looks like. Let me just take off the plastic. I love the color story in here. So she's gone with the almost like a sunset. She's gone with a sunset theme. So the colors in here are almost autumnal, I want to say. So the purples, the oranges, the browns. This would be a perfect palette for autumn, I would actually say. Yeah, and she's got some beautiful glitter shades in here as well. So I don't know what look I'm going to do. I'm trying to keep it simple, but I know how I get. Anytime I start creating a look, I just start making it more and more complicated than it needs to be. So Lord help me, let's just see how this goes. I will do some swatches, like I will swatch everything just so we can see what they all swatch like, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be great. So this palette retails for £20. I don't think I've actually said that. The lip kit retails for £10, which is a bargain because I believe each sheer lip gloss is about £4 or so, I want to say. Yeah, so you do save quite a bit by getting her lip kit anyway. And then the bronzer palette or face palette is £10. So obviously I didn't want to get the second face palette because that would be too dark for me, or at least I thought. I'm not so sure about the colors in here, but I hope they do come off on my skin. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. So let me figure out what I want to do with my life in this video and apply some eyeshadow. I can't be happy enough for her because she really does really good makeup tutorials and videos and things like that, and she's just she seems like a really lovely person. Obviously I've never met her, but she seems like she's just genuinely a nice person, so it's really good for her to have this third launch with Makeup Revolution. And then she's also repping for the girls as well, especially black girls. It's hard to get that representation, and it's great for Makeup Revolution to really get behind her and give her a third makeup launch, a makeup collection, should I say. I do have a lot of Makeup Revolution products because I do support the brand, just because they support us back. They do have a lot of products that you wouldn't normally get in a drugstore brand. You would have to pay over and above to get the amount of products that they offer for deeper, darker skin tones. So they really are trying to fill a massive gap in the drugstore or affordable makeup market. So it's really good of them. One of my favorite foundations, like just period, is one of their foundations, and that is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I have it in 2 colors. Just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to apply any primer. Usually if I'm going to start my makeup routine, I always start it with a primer because my skin type is oily, normal to oily. So I'm oily in my T-zone and I'm normal in the perimeter. What is that on my face? Okay, so yeah, so that's that. I will be using mostly Makeup Revolution products because I just have a lot of their products anyway, and I use a lot of their products day in, day out, so I might as well just make this almost a full face of Makeup Revolution. So yeah, if you do like this video so far, if you're not put off by my rambling, please do hit that like button, and without further ado, let's get into the makeup application. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be using the Revolution Conceal and Define. I have it in the shade 13.2 and shade 13. 13 is cool, 13.2 is golden, leaning more towards the yellow side, but it's slightly too dark for me, but I can actually pull it off if I, you know, highlight and all that. It's actually quite close to my skin tone. If it was just a smidge lighter, it would be perfect for me. And like I said, F13 is a bit more neutral, so I'm not going to be focusing too much on the products apart from the actual makeup application. So I will just tell you what I'm using. There isn't going to be too much talking as I apply. It's just more about telling you what the products are, just in case I forget to list them as well, or I don't have time. And just in time for this video, I have a lovely little visitor say hi on my nose, of all places. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of foundation. What shade is this? This is F13, and as you can see, it's very, very close, if not actually spot on sometimes. It depends on how tanned my skin is. Try not to apply too much. So next I'll be going in with my Revolution Conceal and Define. In my previous videos I did actually try shade 13.2 and shade 13 as well as shade 12.5, which is what I used to highlight under my eyes. But I've recently bought shade 12.2 because I think it's a lot more golden, so it's a lot more yellow, whereas shade 12.5, which is what I previously used under my eyes and like to highlight the center of my face, that is a bit more golden. So in today's video, I think I will use, yes, I will use 12.2. It's a bit more yellow. First, I will conceal any blemishes with shade 13.2, which is meant to be my skin tone shade. And this is what it looks like. I just love this foundation because it's just so skin-like. It makes your skin look like your skin, and it gives you like such good coverage. I could build it up to full coverage in like 2 layers, or I can go in with the foundation first and then go in with the concealer. But yeah, I love this whole range. It's just so good, especially for drugstore prices as well. So this is my full face, and then next I will, shall I highlight or do my face? Shall I do my eyeshadow first? I feel like I'm gonna do what Tammi usually does. So she'll usually go in with a base and then she'll do her eye makeup and then clean up with concealer. So let's try that, because I did that in my previous video using her other eyeshadow palette, and that worked out pretty nicely. Usually what you see is that the whole base is done and then people go in with the eyeshadow, but then you have to apply a lot of powder to catch the fallout if there is any. So I'm just a bit scared of that. So I think what I'm going to do is just go in with my makeup look first, and then I'll go back with some highlight. But first I will do my brows off camera. If you want to know how I do my brows, I have a couple of videos I can link for you. And yeah, so I'll do my brows and come back. I will be using my favorite brow pencil, and that is from Makeup Revolution. So this is what it looks like, and it comes with a spoolie as well. So if I was doing my brows for a normal day, I would set them with powder first, but what I have been doing lately is to use this and use another brow product, which I actually did a little quick video on, and that's the Lip Coat lip sealant. So I've been loving how my brows have been coming out when I've been using the combination of this brow pencil and that product. Really any brow pencil, but that product really does, like, it makes a huge difference in how long my eyebrows last. So yeah, I'll link that video as well, just so you can see me use it. Okay, so my brows are on. Next I will be going in with my Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. I believe I do have this in 2 shades. So yeah, the first shade I bought was in Etch, and this is more of a skin tone color. And the next one I have is in Halo. So I think, just for the sake of the colors and making sure that they do pop, I will be using Halo today, but I'm pretty sure I can get away with using Etch as well, because a lot of these shades are quite close to my skin tone. I really want to use these colors here. This purple and green / blue shimmer look. I don't know. Right, what do I do? Okay, so I'll start off with my transition, and I'll go in with this Mojito shade here, this green shade. Next I'll go in with the shade Night Walk, and I think I'll put that in my crease. I still don't know what I'm doing with this look, by the way. I honestly do not know. So next I'm going to go back in with more Revolution cut crease canvas in Halo on the center of my eye, just to make sure the color I apply there really sticks. So I'm going to go in with the shade, I think I want to go in with the shade Starry Night or Night Sky. Let's go in with the shade Starry Night. And I'm going to go in with my flat brush. And if it doesn't apply too well, I'll go in with my finger. I really want to go in with the shade Firefly, so I'm going to try that again on a clean finger on top of Starry Night. And Firefly is a bit of a looser pressed glitter. I'm going to go back in with the shade Night Walk, just to deepen the corners. I'm going to go back in with the shade Night Walk to blend over. I do feel like the glitter is carrying. Should have thought about this properly actually. I'm going to go back in with the shade Nightfall on the corners of my eyes. And I'm going around the edges back with the shade Night Walk. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer shade in the shade 12.2. Then I'll go in with the shade 12.5. Next, I'm going to go in with my Eyeshadow Revolution banana powder in chocolate banana. And this is what the powder looks like. It's not my favorite scent, but it definitely smells of like cocoa powderish. It applies really well and it felt really smooth going on, so I think I like it. Still a little bit too bright for my liking, so I'm gonna have to go over this with my face powder. I'll be using the Revolution matte base powder in the shade P13. So I'm going to finish off my lower lash line, and I think I'm going to do a combination of this purple color, Twilight, and I want to do something with Ocean as well, I'm not sure. In hindsight, I probably should have used this purple before applying my concealer because there's a lot of fallout. Okay. I think I'm going to go back in with the shade Nightfall. So for my inner corner, I think I'm going to do Ocean. And then next I'm going to use the shade Night Sky. Okay, so last but not least, I will top the inner corner color with the shade Moonlight. So I'm going to clean up my lower lash line, put on my lashes if I can do it, and then come back when we'll use the face palette. Okay, so I'm gonna try these lashes from LA Splash. I got them in my glossy box, I believe, and these are the Golden Gatsby's 3D Foamic lashes. I think that's the name. I'm not sure if it has another name. Yeah, this is what they look like. I don't normally use lashes this long. Hopefully I can get them on my eyes without any problem, but yeah, my track record is not very good with trying to apply these type of lashes, but we'll see. I was going to use my Ardell magnetic lash liner thing, but it's completely dried out. So yeah, I'm gonna try to use my other lash glue, my duo 5 second rapid lash, whatever it's called. Yeah, I'll try and use my duo lash glue for this and see how it goes. Hey everybody, so I am back. If you're still there, thank you so much for hanging in with me. This has been a process. So off camera, just to let you know what I did do, I needed to use the shade Sunrise under my eyes because the Twilight, the purple shade, had kind of dusted off a bit and it was bleeding a bit too far down, so I needed to use the shade Sunrise, which is this one, to kind of blend it out, diffuse it out a bit. And then after that, I toned down the brightness of my under eye with my Revolution matte base powder in the shade P10, was it? I believe P10. So this is what this looks like. It looks quite bright on camera, but it's not. It does get a bit darker. So I just used it to tone down the shade of the banana powder that I used earlier. And then what else did I do? Yes, the lashes I've got on were a struggle. These are some serious struggle lashes, which is a pity because the LA Splash lashes that I wanted to use, I just couldn't get them on. I think the band is too thick. You might need to be a pro to be able to use a band this thick, and I'm just not at that level yet, so that wasn't successful. It took 3 goes, I gave up, and then I decided to use this other lash that I bought way back. This is actually a Revolution lash, so this is their Natural Lashes number 2, Barely There, and it comes with its own glue, but I didn't use that. I used my my duo 5-minute quick set glue. So that took about two to 3 goes, and I finally got them. They're probably not even. If they're, if they're not, this is the best I could do. I'm not a pro when it comes to putting lashes on. I feel like that's still the part that lets my makeup looks down. Anywho, we move. So the last step in my makeup routine is to use the bronzer shade. I did try to, I feel like my lips are bothering me. Hold on. I cleaned off some of the foundation and now my lips are dry. And I just hate the fact that they look dry. So, onto the face palette. Sometimes I feel so overwhelmed when it comes to these full face makeup looks because it just, yeah, it's a lot of makeup in one go, and because I haven't used makeup in such a long time, it just feels like a lot, and I feel like it looks like a lot as well. But anywho, so we are going to try the bronzer, and I'm going to use my massive Jessup large powder brush. So I'm going to go in with the shade Bronze Goddess. It feels like a lot of product comes off, so let's see if it shows up. I feel like it is showing up actually. Oh, it is. That's good. In the pan, it doesn't look like it would be dark enough to bronze with. And then we're going to use a tiny bit of the Contour Cutie contour. I'm going to use this brush. I think I lost some coverage on the tip of my nose somehow. Ooh, okay, so next we're going to go in with the shade Tropical Queen, the blusher shade. And then we're going to go in with the Paradise Glow highlighter shade. I couldn't make the lip liner work, so I'm just going to use a random brow pencil that I have. Okay, we are done. About an hour and a half later, we are done. that did take quite a bit of time, but that was probably the quickest makeup look I have done in a very long time. And that was probably because I didn't really mess around with the cut crease or, you know, anything like that. Usually cut creases take a lot longer. So what do I think about this collection? I love it. I didn't doubt Tammi for a second, and these colors are very like, these are my kind of colors. I do love colorful makeup looks, if you haven't already guessed from any of my makeup looks. And I do love the take on this. This, like I said, is a bit more, it's a bit more autumnal, I want to say. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't class this palette as a summer palette, but I feel like we're definitely going to see a lot more looks with this palette because the color story here is very rich and very like autumnal. There's a lot of burnt oranges, rich browns, rich reddy toned colors. There's jewel tones in here. There's this beautiful purple shade. In fact, there's two very similar purple shades, and purple is my favorite color. In fact, this shade of purple is dead on my type of purple. So yeah, I really do love this palette. There's a lot more colors. There are a lot more colors to use in this palette, which obviously I haven't used. So the ones I did use, they are very nice. It's really weird that these what do you call it, these kind of satin shade colors here, they're very putty like. So if you've seen her launch video, you would have seen her talk about them. They're very soft to the touch, so it felt a bit weird sticking my brush into them. I do like that texture actually. It's very it's different, but it didn't apply any differently. It applied very well. I feel like when I went in with this eye, when I put the shade Night Walk into the corners of my eyes, it stuck better when the cut crease canvas was wetter. I think by the time I finished blending, this side had completely dried, so I felt like when I applied the same shade to this eye, it looked a bit different and I had to build it up a bit more. So yeah, I think maybe that's just how it worked with the cut crease canvas, but if anything, it's definitely a rich shade and it blended out really well. So the only other thing I did notice with this eyeshadow palette is that, you know, it did have a bit of kick up, which doesn't really bother me, to be honest, but it's just more so if you are going to drop it, it might, you know, all break. So that's probably one thing to bear in mind, because I feel like these eyeshadows are not like condensed, you know, properly pressed in. I mean, they are pressed in, they look really nice, but when you put your brush into them, there's a bit of kick up in most of the shades I use. Most of the matte shades I use had some level of kick up. In fact, all of them did. So yeah. But if anything, I do love the shade selection. In fact, maybe one nitpick would be to have maybe one less brown. I feel like we do have a great selection of browns, but either one of these could be missing and would still be fine. So maybe we could do another color, another satin color, or another glitter color, I don't know, or another matte color that's maybe a bit brighter, I don't know. But yeah, that's probably the only criticism, if any at all. But we do have a great selection of browns for all skin tones, and then we have these pops of glitter and these putty like satin eyeshadow shades at the bottom, and then we have the great we have these pigmented matte shades here, and then we also have the satiny shades, which I haven't used, these golds and greens. But I do love this eyeshadow palette. I love it so much. It is amazing. I can't wait to do more makeup looks with it, and I can't believe I actually did this makeup look. I don't know, let me just show you. So this is the makeup look, and I really like it. I've always wanted to do a look where the bottom lash line, the lower lash line, is very different from the top, and she's done a lot of looks like this. I just thought I would try to do something similar, and this is what I came up with. I feel like I might need to top up this area here with some more purple. I will fix that before I take my pictures, and I can't believe I managed to put on my lashes. Ugh, this is like the bane of my existence. And then the face palette, I was pleasantly surprised at how much more darker these shades actually look, how much more darker they applied versus how they look in the pan, because I was a bit doubtful. I actually thought this contour shade might be a bit too cool tone, but it actually did the job. The blusher shade was really nice. I love the terracotta burnt orange ness of it, and this gold here is actually quite nice. It applies really well. It's similar to I feel like it's similar to the formula in the Cheek Kit palette. I'll put a picture next to it. That's the one I used and used and used. Like, you probably wouldn't even recognize that highlighter palette by now because it's so damaged, but it's almost like a dry, soft type of highlighter. It's hard to describe, but it's a very dry formula, and it's very finely milled as well, so it's not glittery at all, and it's really smooth. So I feel like it applied really, really well. I like yeah, it's not too yellow gold, so if you're scared that it might be a yellow goldy shade, it's not. It's more of a slightly darker champagne color, but every single shade in here worked really, really well. Yeah, I really do like this whole collection. And of course the sheer lip gloss. This is like my lips but better, and this would replace my favorite lip gloss from the Makeup Revolution collection, the old one that they discontinued. My favorite shade in that was the shade Exposed. I feel like this is the exact dupe. It doesn't have the same vanilla flavor, but it does have a really nice sweet not flavor, scent. It does have a really nice sweet scent to it, almost fruity. But yeah, I really do like this as well. So this is the makeup look, and I feel like maybe I was a bit inspired by the green in this earring, I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to do something a bit different, a bit out of my comfort zone, and this is the final look. What do you think? So if you do like this video, please don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Have you bought the palette? Are you planning to get it? Yeah, so what do you think of the whole collection, and what looks will you be doing? Thank you so much for sticking with me if you hung in for this long. I really do appreciate every single one of you, and for at least just watching my video. You know, that is all I ask. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please do try to get to that 1K, that magic number. But yeah, so until next time, stay blessed, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.